Healthcare workers around the world are risking their own health, their lives for their patients throughout this current crisis. We've all watched the stories. There was an article in Saturday morning's Tennessean that caught my attention. It chronicles the prayerful approach of four caregivers at the beginning of a shift atop the Vanderbilt Hospital on the helipad, praying to God for strength and presence for that day. In honor of the tireless work of health providers, a special episode of Poetry Unbound that I follow featured a poem by Leanne O'Sullivan, an Irish poet, titled Leaving Early. And it's a poem about a nurse caring for a loved one and describing why he selected it. The host, Padraig Ó Tuama, he said, "My hope is that healthcare providers would know that their life, their story is being wrapped into a story of care, a larger story, and that they too deserve the same care that they are giving to others." You know, a fundamental part of being human is to care for one another. And while news surrounding the pandemic nudges us toward these frontline workers in our medical systems, the ecosystem of care, it extends far beyond that. It includes nannies, housekeepers, domestic workers, babysitters, grandparents, parents, friends, neighbors. Well, the list goes on and on. You know, caretaking's the work that really makes everything else possible. This poet, Leanne O'Sullivan, this poem comes out of a true story of her husband, Andrew, who suffered a severe brain infection, and he spent over 3 weeks in a coma. And during that time, his temperature soared to an unbelievable level. When he awoke, he had lost his memory almost completely. He didn't even know his wife. And more present and visual to him during that time, though, were the birds, wild animals, nature. And it was helpful during this time of recovery. The poem is found in a collection entitled A Quarter of an Hour. I want to read the poem to you. It begins. My love, tonight, Fionnuala is your nurse. You'll hear her voice sing, song around the ward, lifting a wing at the shore of your darkness. I heard that in another life, she too journeyed through a storm, a kind of curse, with the ocean rising darkly around her, fierce with cold and no resting place, only the frozen rocks that tore her feet, the light on her shoulders. And no cure there but to wait it out. If, while I'm gone, your fever comes down, if the small salt-laden shapes of her song appear to you as a first glimmer of earth light, follow the sweet, hopeful voice of that landing. She will keep you safe beneath her wing. I'd like for us to pray today for caregivers everywhere. Pray that God would be with the families of those who are sick or who have died as they worry and grieve, as they defend themselves from illness and despair. May they know your peace. Let's pray for the doctors and nurses and researchers and all medical professionals who seek to heal and help those affected and who put themselves at risk in the process. Let's pray that they know God's protection and peace. So until then, stay safe, stay well, and stay connected to God and one another as you are able. God bless you.